Hey, how's it going? Pride Clash here, and welcome back for some more of TNT. And today I'm rocking the BorderCraft texture pack, or at least for this week, because like every other week now, or every single week, I have been switching up texture packs just to test the waters. And I gotta say, I really like BorderCraft because of how ugly it makes all of these pigs look, and all of the animals in general. I'll go ahead and show you guys the cows, and the creepers. Oh man, the creepers are just nasty and gross, and it's like, ugh, every single time I see one. So hopefully you guys will be able to see one during this episode. Let's go ahead and turn it on to easy so stuff can actually spawn. And wow, that actually made Minecraft lag when I switched the difficulty. That's not cool. Don't do that, Minecraft. I didn't ask for that, but look at the cows. Like, I can't even, that's gross. I mean, their eyes are all, ugh. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this texture pack. It's supposed to be like Borderlands, which I actually have not played, and I might do on my channel in the future, but that is another discussion entirely. But yeah, really cool texture pack, and that's what I'll be using this week. On the other hand, there's the fort here, which you guys were saying, oh, this looks kind of bland, Clash. Can you kind of switch things up and use different blocks? And I will. You know, this is kind of the ground plan, or the floor plan, I guess, for the fort. It's still got a lot of work to be done on it, and I'm not exactly sure what all of the adjustments are going to be once I am done. But what I'm doing right now is just working on all the levels and, you know, getting the fort 100% built. So that's what I'll be working on in this episode as I talk to you guys about random stuff. But I do promise that I will make things look a little bit nicer and a little bit more, you know, extravagant and all this other stuff once everything is said and done. But the primary focus for me right now is just getting the, you know, all of the major stuff done first. But you know, that it'll all come in time. You just got to be patient, and things will get less bland looking and less boring as time goes on for the fort. I'm going to make like a bunch of rooms and like hallways and all of this stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. Not sure I'm going to put the staircase, but that is pretty much that regarding that. And before we move on, I did want to say thank you guys, because the support with ratings and comments and feedback in general has just been amazing for this series and on my channel recently. I did want to do another vlog this weekend, but I got caught up with some stuff because there was just a lot of stuff to get done. And I've been like doing stuff on the server as well and preparing that as well, trying to get everything to look super cool for you guys when the server is finally made public. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks. I really appreciate it. I do love all of you guys for all of these ratings and all the feedback that I've been getting. And it's just important for me to let you guys know that I appreciate it, so that you guys, you know that it is appreciated, and that so that way you guys can keep it up, because it really does help out a lot. So if you guys can keep it up and keep going strong with this series and all the other stuff that I'm doing on my channel, that'd be phenomenal, because you know it means a lot to me, and it also shows me that what I'm doing is being appreciated. But there we go, floor 1 is done. Let's just go ahead and throw up some more torches so other stuff doesn't have a chance at spawning, because of my old castle, the one in the previous series that I did in NarniaCraft. Stuff was spawning all day, and I really like the lighting for this texture pack. Like, everything looks, I don't know, magenta or something. It has like this weird magenta shade wherever there isn't light when there's torches around. But anyways, time to go ahead and move on to this floor and work on this roof. Yeah, the server. So people have been asking me for updates on the server, so I guess I'll use TNT as kind of a way to update. Actually, no, before I get into the server, I wanted to mention one thing, and that was, I think I'm going to make TNT only a twice-a-week series from now on. And I'm sorry if you really enjoy watching TNT on not only Mondays and Fridays, but Wednesdays as well. But I'm going to be taking Wednesdays out of the equation, because I'm going to be doing a couple more series. There's a Super Hostile series, which I still haven't decided on which map I'm going to play, because I have like 600 comments that I need to sort through. So I'll be working on that probably as time goes on. I'm still waiting on some other things for that series to get started. But on top of Super Hostile, there's the Amnesia playthrough with a face cam that I'm going to be doing pretty soon. All I need to do is get a face cam, so it just depends on when I feel like going to Best Buy, which will hopefully be tomorrow. Hopefully I can convince one of my friends to take time off of, you know, whatever he's doing, which is nothing. He has nothing important to do other than work. He gets off at like 2 in the afternoon, so I'm going to hopefully persuade him to come with me and go to Best Buy, because I don't want to go alone because I'm dumb. And so yeah, I'll be doing that. And just, you know, with all these series that are coming out, I'm just going to be making TNT into a twice-a-week series. That way the series doesn't get dull at all, and you know, you guys look forward to every Monday and Friday, and I can keep shelling out all these other new series that are going to be coming out soon. So it'll be good, trust me. I'm sorry if you really, really love TNT and want to see it 3 times a week, but I think this is the best way to go. And to kind of offset the balance, I am making each episode like a total of 20 minutes now instead of, 12 to 15 or however long I had them before. I mean, sometimes they push like the 18-minute mark or even the 20-minute mark, I think, before. But this is the way I'm doing things now, and I'm sorry if it upsets you, but I think this is the best way to go. So, with the server. So the server, I think, is still going to be released on Saturday. It's not like a super official release date, like without a doubt it's going to happen, but that I think is what we're shooting for, and I think that is probably more than likely going to be the date that we are rolling with. So Saturday, I think that is the 23rd, if I am not mistaken. Unfortunately, see. Here's the thing, like it kind of sucks because I'm actually going to be at a hockey tournament. For that exact time, exactly when the server is supposed to go up, I will be at a hockey tournament, but we can't delay the release of the server any longer, so it looks like I'm not going to be on the server exactly like right at the moment when it goes up, because I have to leave, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I might be able to. I'm not exactly sure, but I think just assume for now that I'm not going to be able to be on the server exactly when it goes up. But as soon as I get back home and get some rest, probably the next day on Sunday, I will be able to hop on and hang out with you guys, because I have this hockey tournament that I'm going to. It's not something that I can just say, no, I'm not going to go, because the people that are also on my team, it's an Ironman tournament, so it's going to be me and 3 other guys and then a goalie. And I just can't bail out on these guys. I promised that I would play in this tournament with them probably a month ago, so I can't just cancel on them like that. That's not going to be something that a kind person would do. So that's not going to happen, and it's really unfortunate that is the case, but we are shooting for a release date of this Saturday, the 23rd, and or at least let me check my little calendar here. Yeah, it is the 23rd, excuse me. But, so yeah, that's the way it's going to work out, but we are shooting for I think it's 12 p.m. Eastern time, so right at noon Eastern time, or maybe it was 3 Eastern time. I'm not exactly sure, but Saturday is definitely going to be the day, and I will probably be putting it on Twitter. I will probably hand out the IP on Twitter an hour before the video goes public, which will be, I want to say, yeah, it's either 12 Eastern time or 3 Eastern time. I'm not 100% sure. I think we're going to roll with 12 Eastern time, because that's going to be in the middle of the day, and a lot of you guys are going to be, wanting something to do. So that's when the server is probably going to go public. Still, don't assume that is going to be the truth forever. That might change. I might announce it over Twitter. I might announce it on Friday's episode of TNT. But assume for now that the server will go public at 12 Eastern time. So that is the deal. And that's 9 Pacific time, and I'm pretty sure that's 5 in England, and then it's 6 in the majority of Europe. So that way, a lot of you guys will be, awake, and it won't be in the middle of the night for people in Europe, and it won't be too early for anybody in America. So hopefully that works out. Hope you guys are psyched about that. I'm certainly psyched about that. Unfortunately, like I said, I won't be on the server when it is released, but I will put the IP up on Twitter, so you guys can jump in the server early. So everybody who is following me on Twitter, you guys will get early access to the server by about an hour, so you guys can hop in there and do whatever, but it will be a really cool announcement video that I will do, and I'll just kind of hop into the server, show you guys like the main hub, the main spawn world, and I'll also show you some of the other cool things that are in that world. And then for the end of the server announcement video, I will probably stroll over to my world and then show you guys the really cool thing. Like, I can't wait to show you guys what is waiting for you in that world, and it's going to be really cool. And the name of my world is going to be the Pride Lands, because of, Narnia and blah, 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 and Aslan and Lion King and Pride, and yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, that is pretty much it regarding the server. It's probably going to be going up at 12 Eastern time. That might change, and, just stay tuned for announcements to see if that does change. But we'll be putting it up on Twitter early and Facebook as well. So that way, all of you guys who are like, really want to get on the server, if you're following me on Twitter, you will get early access to that. So I hope you guys are really stoked about that. Like I said, I am super excited about it, because I can't wait to start BorderCraft. That is going to be an awesome weekly series. I'll probably do like a movie every single week, where I'll just hop on the server and build and hang out with you guys and do all the fun stuff that there is to do. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. and I'll see you guys there. But unfortunately, like I said, like 4 times already, I won't be on there when the server is made public. But the second I get back from the tournament, which will probably, actually, I'll probably go to bed after I get back from the tournament, because, you know, it'll probably be like 2 a.m. because that's when we got home last time. The last time we got home from the tournament, it was super, super late. It was like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. Although I might actually be able to be on the server for like an hour. I'm not sure if the tournament is going to start like later on in the day, because like last time I think it started at like 7. We didn't actually get on the rink until like 7, if I'm not mistaken. And no, that hurt. Wasn't supposed to do that. But so yeah, just assume that I won't be on there. I will let you guys know in Friday's episode of TNT that whether or not that'll be the case for sure. But once again, assume it's going up 12 Eastern time. Assume that I won't be on there right away, but like probably for a decent amount on Sunday, I'll be on the server in my world hanging out with you guys. So should be pretty fun. Can't wait to see what you guys build while I'm at away at the hockey tournament. But other than that, I think there was one other thing that I wanted to mention, and I just had it like on the tip of my tongue, and then I forgot. And I'm using a lot of wood here. Wow, I could have sworn that I had collected enough wood before this all started, but I kind of got in the flow of things and just got carried away. There was one other thing. Dang it, I don't remember what that thing was. It was important. Actually, it wasn't that important. It was kind of important. Whatever. Hopefully I can remember what it was. It wasn't super duper. It wasn't like the main topic of the episode, but it was something that was relevant to what I was talking about. But anyways, a lot of you guys have been messaging me for help with bullies or just advice in general on how to handle being bullied a lot. Because, you know, ever since I started talking more about these deeper and more meaningful, I suppose, topics in TNT, that's been a primary problem for a lot of you guys. Because a lot of you guys, you know, maybe you're not like the jock in high school, or maybe you're not like the super cool guy or whatever. Not a lot of you, but I'm just assuming, like for everybody who has messaged me, like you're not the biggest guy ever, and because you're not the biggest guy, you're not the coolest looking guy or girl for that matter in the world. Then people, you know, find you, they see you as a target. They turn you into a target, and then they take advantage of that and they victimize you. And that's what a lot of bullies do. They will find somebody who looks weak. That's what they go for. They look for somebody who doesn't look competent, somebody who maybe hunches their shoulders a lot and doesn't really, you know, walk with their back straight. Maybe they walk with a slouch. And just in general, they look for people who are alone, that don't have like a big group of friends to hang out with. And they just look for people who in general don't look competent and don't look weak, because then they victimize them and they put them down. They'll either verbally, you know, talk down to them, or they'll push them around. And this is all in an effort to make themselves feel better. Like it's not, there's no other reason, unless the bully in question has come up with some kind of, oh, ho-hum, blah-de-blah, so I'm doing this to make this kid stronger because he's weak and I gotta teach him a lesson. None of that. No sane person believes that is the way to make someone stronger, by bullying them and talking down to them and making them feel like shit. No, that's definitely not the way it goes. And the thing is that and then, you know, once again, you have to understand that I don't have that much experience with bullies. I'm just inferring from what common sense would tell me, and just what, you know, being kind of experienced in life. And like I dealt with some guys in high school that, you know, were annoying, but they weren't just annoying to me. They kind of like tried to get under the skin of everybody. And there was only one person in particular that I can remember, that I can think of, who ever really gave me any trouble. And like I said, he gave everybody trouble. Like guys like this, they just look to get under the skin of everybody, and they look to victimize everybody in an effort to make themselves feel better. And I almost got in a fight with this kid, but I ended up deciding against it because it was in the middle of school, and I think it was like a week before finals. So I don't think I want to get suspended like a week before finals. That's probably not the thing that you want to do. So I ended up, just going with my better judgment, because I'm not going to just get in a fight over something dumb. I don't really remember. I think it was in PE, and the kid was just like talking shit to me all day. Like, I don't know what his problem was. It was whatever. I really don't remember the details. All I know is that kid, you know, liked to get under people's skin. And is it nighttime yet? I wonder if it was nighttime while I was working on the castle over here at all. Whatever. Yeah, it definitely looks like I'm probably going to have to collect some more wood, so let's go ahead and do that. I do have some more right here, but yeah, in general, they look for people to victimize. They look for people who might look weak. They might look for people who are, not so confident looking or that are just alone. And my advice to anybody who is looking to either avoid that or conquer that or just stay away from being bullied, staying away from allowing people to bully them. What you have to do is kind of do your best to not let yourself be a victim. Like if somebody is going to start talking down to you, then you have to. What you do is you don't fight back. You basically show no reaction whatsoever. And once a bully sees that his or her taunts or words or they're shoving whatever, all of their goading doesn't get at you. It doesn't. Wow, fucking rain, really, rain. Damn it! Now I don't even want to work on the fort because rain is. Actually, I could turn off the sound there. Yeah, I'll do that. That'll allow me to keep making progress. I was just gonna go downstairs and mine on stuff, but. Yeah, typically what a bully will do is they'll goad you as much as they can to get a reaction out of you, and that is the key. They want a reaction. If they get a reaction out of you, like any kind of reaction at all, to the point where you're like, oh, stop it, or, the asshole, blah-de-blah, if it bothers you, if you show that, their taunts and whatever they're saying is getting to you and getting under your skin, then they're going to keep doing it because they're going to see that they can get to you and that they can, make themselves feel better by getting under your skin. And the other thing with bullies is that that's all they want. They want attention. So when you give them attention, any kind of attention at all, they automatically win because they've achieved their goal. And what's the skeleton doing out here? It's like daytime, and he's like, ow, don't do this, man. You don't want to do it. Oh, you're dumb. You're so dead. Look how gross he looks, and look how sad he looks. He's dead. But, so yeah, once you give them attention, then they win. Now they've accomplished their goal. They have gotten under your skin, and it is still not nighttime. I hate the freaking rain. So obnoxious. This is the worst thing that happens while I'm commentating. But, yeah, and that's the key. That's really, because I could go off on a tangent. I could, go into detail about this for probably hours on end about how to deal with that sort of thing. And I realize this is probably annoying. Looking at me cut down wood for, the 5th episode in a row. I do need to install Timber Mod. I realize this, but bear with me here. It's just that you have to understand that all bullies are just looking for attention. They're looking to get a reaction, and if you don't give them a reaction, then you've beaten them. That's all there is to it. They are looking for that. They're seeking out some kind of way to make somebody else feel bad, and if they've made somebody else feel bad, then they've accomplished their goal. If they get any kind of reaction, if they get any kind of attention from you, then they've won. And your best bet is to kind of ignore them. If they talk down to you, just kind of shake your head or, shrug. And, once they see that you don't give a shit about whatever they're saying to push you down, then they'll give up and move on to somebody else. And the other piece of advice I can give you, there's 2 parts to this. One is, like I already said, you kind of have to avoid them and avoid giving them reactions to whatever they're saying or whatever they're doing. If it's to the point, there's different levels of bullying, but I'm just talking about general bullying, like verbal put downs and stuff like that. You just have to learn to ignore it because they're just words, and words, in actuality, don't affect you in any tangible way. It'll hurt you emotionally if you let it, but at the end of the day, words are just words. They don't actually afflict you with some kind of injury. Like I said, it might hurt you emotionally, but it doesn't have to be that way. You have to develop a thick skin against, words that are trying to put you down and such. You have to develop that way of conquering whatever reaction that usually those words will get out of you. If somebody gives you any kind of insult, it doesn't even matter if it's true. If you get mad at it and you develop reactions to that, you have to conquer that. You have to defeat that and just kind of snip that out. But that's the first part. Like I said, you have to ignore them. You have to do whatever you can to not give them a reaction and just be confident with yourself. Because when they see somebody who's confident, somebody that can't be brought down by words or insults or anything, then they're just going to move on. But something that I did want to mention is that if it's at the level where you're getting beat up or, it's just so bad to the point where, they're cornering you and they've got maybe a bunch of their friends with them that are, kind of egging them on, telling them, yeah, just kick that kid's ass, blah, blah. If it's at that point, then you need to involve the school officials. You need to tell the teachers or the principal. You need to tell your parents. But if none of that works, then you go to the police. That's the last resort. Like it's not acceptable for anybody to get bullied. Like, and it's it sucks, but I mean you got to do what you got to do. But usually those are extreme cases. In general, it's just the verbal put downs and whatnot. And the second thing, I wanted to say this earlier, but the second thing that you have to worry about is making friends. Like if you're one of those people who's like, oh, fuck the world, no, I don't want to make friends. Everybody's dumb. If you maintain that kind of mentality like I did during sophomore year of high school, then people are going to victimize you because, you're always alone. You're always eating lunch by yourself, etc. And if you can't make friends, if you maintain that attitude like, oh, I can't make friends and nobody likes me, then you're not going to make friends. You have to be confident with yourself. You have to learn to like yourself and learn to be positive. At least have some kind of positive aura or energy about you, because if you don't, then people are gonna, they're gonna see that. They're gonna see that you're weak, and they're gonna poke fun at you. It's as simple as that. So, being in a group of friends, making friends, and being confident and not letting verbal put downs get to you are the two main ingredients if you want to stave off bullying and just kind of parry those vocal blows that they give you away. You have to really learn how to develop a thick skin, and making friends always helps because when you're in a group, then people are just going to not try and bother you. It's simple. There's strength in numbers. There's no doubt about that. So once you've developed a group of friends, I know that's easier said than done, but once you've done that and once you've learned to kind of ward off any kind of reaction from yourself, you really do have to teach yourself to not give a shit when somebody tries to put you down. I mean, that's something that I've had to learn just being on YouTube, because I don't really get that much hate, but I do get a degree of hate. Like I'll get a random comment every now and then saying oh, you're a fucking idiot, blah blah, and it won't be a joke. It'll be serious. Somebody calling me out for something. And it's like, what? Who gives a shit? Words don't mean anything. But sorry if this ending was rushed. I wanted to get the episode done and have it around 20 minutes. But that is pretty much it. If you guys have any other stuff that you would like me to talk about, or, just random things or random questions. Also, this is something that I was thinking of doing. If you would like to send me a message and have this as kind of like a mail thing, you can send me a message and I'll talk about it, blah, blah, blah. If you have a question, you want me to give advice on it, then send me a message, send me a PM. I read all of my PMs. I don't respond to all of them because generally half of them are spam asking me to do a promo vid or something or blah, blah, blah. But, if you have a serious question and you would like me to hand out advice to you guys about it, or, just give my thoughts on it, then send me a message and I'll probably feature it, and, I'll leave you out of it if you don't want your name to be mentioned, if you want it to be anonymous. And that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to keep up the support with the ratings and feedback and comments and everything. I do appreciate it a lot. And that is pretty much it. I love you all, and go Pride, go. Peace out. Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and put off the outro here for just one moment, because as it turns out, I am actually going to be on the server when it is officially released on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because for some reason it just didn't register with me that would be 9 a.m. for me, and that I would have plenty of time to actually hang out on the server for at least an hour and a half before I have to go out and play at this hockey tournament. So I will be on the server for at least an hour or so after it officially goes up, and I will be on there for another hour beforehand when I put the IP out over Twitter. So hopefully that clarifies everything. I will indeed be on the server for at least an hour after that grand server opening video goes public. So 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the time that you want to look for this video to go up. That's when the server is going to be public. That's when you guys will get the website for the server and the IP, and you will also get the IP over Twitter for those of you who follow any four of us, either me, Sam, Jevin, or Ryan. On Twitter, you'll get the IP over there too, an hour before the grand server opening videos go up. So hopefully that explains everything. I will be on there at least for a little while, and that's it. Go ahead and let the outro play out. So later, guys. See ya.